Okay, now we're in 2019. Beginning of the year is not looking good. 22 listeners. All of a sudden, 18,000 monthly listeners. And then it went down a little bit. You know, you go viral. You don't just stay like that. But I just kept putting out music and putting out music and putting out music and putting out music and putting out music. Imagine if I would have gave up there or here. Or imagine I would have gave up right here. It's a domino effect. What is up, my fellow household appliances? We're back with another video. It's kind of been a minute. As the title already tells you, today I want to talk about what it takes to get into these big lo-fi hip-hop, Spotify, editorial playlists and stuff like that. I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks as well as make a beat and show you what I would do if I was specifically aiming to get into one of these playlists, because there's a bunch of different ways to get at it. There's a bunch of different angles, but basically for me being kind of in the lo-fi industry for a while, I kind of know what steps you can take to give yourself a better chance at landing into some of these playlists like lo-fi beats, lo-fi cafe, study beats, all these big editorial playlists, which I have been in none. Disclaimer, I have yet to be placed into any Spotify editorial playlist except for This Is L.Dre, which Spotify made for me. Don't know how, but it's there. But I do get a huge amount of my streams from the algorithmic playlists like Release Radar and On Repeat and all these other playlists. So I'm gonna show you all that stuff. In this video, I'm gonna not only take you into the back end of my Spotify for artists, show you some of my stats, show you some of the playlists I'm in, show you how I got into those playlists. And I'm also gonna give you some top secrets that I learned from people that work at Spotify, specifically in the artist relations departments. I'm talking submitting to playlists, all the keys, all the gems. Stay tuned for the rest of the video and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm for me. Much appreciated. It helps my account out. Drop a comment as well. Let's do it. First things first, I'm going to show you how to make a beat that is good enough for these playlists, because before any marketing tips anyone could ever give you, your music has to be good. So let me show you what I would do if, let's say I wanted to land on, I'm gonna pull up Spotify right now. So I searched up lo-fi beats here. Let's say I wanted to land on any of these playlists. One of the biggest ones is lo-fi beats, but you also have Chilled Cow. I've actually been on this playlist before. This is, you know, Chill Cow, all right? They're the biggest, one of the biggest YouTube channels. There's like Chill Hop Records and there's Chill Cow, a bunch of other ones, but let's hit shuffle and hit play. Okay, piano, a lot of rain sound, chill, relaxed tempo. Piano, some really heavy vinyl effects like RC20. Cue the rain comes in, the drums are very simple. At this point, you start to see the pattern of what are the key elements of making a lo-fi track. So let's open up Ableton and let's make one of these beats. First things first, we want to have like a chill tempo, something between 70 and like 85. I'm going to be using some sounds from my good friends at Cymatics. All right, they just dropped some new gems packs, some new lo-fi packs. Right now, I'm going to be using the Gems Volume 14 lo-fi pack. So it's a bunch of really nice lo-fi melodies. It comes with the stems, the MIDI, everything you need to really turn these sounds into your own beats. But they are doing a Black Friday sale. I think this one pack is $15, but they have a bundle of like 8 different packs on sale right now for $75. Go cop this while you can. Based on the theme of that specific playlist, I want to find like some piano samples in this. Here we go, Flowers, 76 BPM we already chose. So we got the stems right here. Let's see. Yeah, let's get it without the bass. Start building a drum groove with it. Let's pull up some L.Dre Drum Kit Volume 2. Throw some kicks on there. Throw some percussion loops from this pack. All right, so now we got this solid drum groove. Let's just throw that sample into a simpler and just chop it up a bit. I switched the sample to something that sounded better with the drums. Still from the same pack though. All right, that's pretty solid. Now let's start adding the extra elements that turn it into a really good beat. So let's throw some RC20. Actually, I just got the Sketch cassette plugin. Let's try it. Let's just make the intro for real. So let's bring in the original sample. Let's copy the same Sketch effect. This is where we start bringing in the lo-fi elements. Let's grab the Life pack by Cymatics. It's the go-to pack for anything atmospheric, honestly. Rain, classic Rain. Let's also get some city sounds, maybe some driving in the rain type beat. Let's just make it lower when the beat comes in. This is Ableton 11, by the way. That's why it looks a little different. This is the point where I would go back, go to Spotify, listen to some other things and see what else I would add. But the only thing left to do, maybe filtering some parts out, arranging it a little different. But as far as in general, making a lo-fi beat that is playlist ready, these are the main things. You get a nice sample, piano or guitar, really chill drums, laid back tempo between 70 and 85. And you just gotta make sure you're adding rain, you're adding car sounds, you're adding little weird percussion noises. Whatever you can do to just fill up the beat, like with even more space. Like, I'm probably gonna add more to this before I make it an official beat, but this is the gist of it. Just make sure it's leveled right. You can master it, you can do whatever you want. Just make sure the levels are right. Make sure your hi-hats aren't too loud. Make sure that your snares aren't piercing someone's ears, stuff like that, and you'll be good to go. Congratulations, you mastered the art of making lo-fi beats and you are ready to get into those big playlists. Now, like I said, I unfortunately have yet to be put into any editorial playlist, but as promised, let me take you into the back end of my Spotify. My top 5 playlists are all algorithmic playlists. So yes, this video is about getting into these bigger playlists, but in reality, the real game is getting into these algorithmic playlists, okay? This is all kind of like organic. These are people listening to your music. Spotify sees that and they're promoting it. So people click radio. Maybe they don't want to go to a lo-fi hip-hop playlist. They just hit a song. Spotify just automatically creates a station for them. I got 196,000 listeners from radio alone, which led to 500,000 streams in the last 28 days. My daily mix, Discover Weekly, On Repeat, and Release Radar. Release Radar is very, very important. Once you start getting followers on Spotify, if you submit the song at least a week before its release and you pitch it in the little playlist system on Spotify for artists, you have a guaranteed spot on your followers Release Radar every single Friday. So me personally, I have 93,000 followers. I don't know how many of them are really active, but whenever I release a song, every Friday, Spotify creates a playlist for you. All right, if you have Spotify, you get the email. What's new? What's a new release? You click it and you have a full playlist of everybody you follow and whatever they just released that Friday. So that is super important. So make sure you're not just focusing on playlists and all this stuff. Make sure you're building a fan base. Now this is where things get even more important. This is playlists made by listeners. Believe it or not, there's a lot of regular people out there that make playlists that have a lot of followers that a lot of people listen to. So this one right here, Studying with Tsukishima Kai? I don't know. Sorry. Please forgive me. Let's go check this playlist out. This playlist has 23,000 likes. They've added 10 of my songs. I have no idea who this person is, but obviously they just like my music. So shout out to Ann. Ann is a GOAT because guess what? In the past 28 days, Ann has given me 40,000 streams. Shout out to Ann. So basically, you don't have to just focus on getting into editorial straight away. Once you start populating on to these smaller playlists, you'll start getting more followers, you start getting more listeners, and your fan base will start to rise. And Spotify may see that, and they will start putting you in the algorithmic playlist. L.Dre, how do I get on these small playlists? Well, let's take a look. You will find that a lot of these people, like for instance, Chilled Cow, maybe they have submissions. Let's search up Chilled Cow submission. So apparently they have a Facebook. Now, I don't know how long ago this was, but it says to send them songs on their SoundCloud. So you could find Chilled Cow SoundCloud and submit them songs that way. But that's like one of the biggest playlists. It's gonna be hard to get into it, but let's see. Another playlist I really like. I originally found this channel on YouTube. If you go to the About section on their YouTube channel, they might have a website. For this instance, they do. So you just hit submit. You could submit to the label, you could submit to their YouTube channel, or you could submit to their Spotify playlist right then and there. Honestly, it is a lot of hard work to do this, but with the help of good music, it's definitely not impossible. I'm a living testament of it. But yeah, essentially that's how you want to do it. There's a bunch of websites like SoundPlate where you can go and just submit to a bunch of playlists. They may be small, but the more small playlists you get on, the more your numbers will start to slowly go up. It's a trickling effect. It's a domino effect. It doesn't just happen out of nowhere. That was a little off topic. Now let's talk Spotify editorial playlists. Now these are the last 3 ways, because you can always shoot your shot on Spotify for artists. You can submit to a playlist, whether you use DistroKid, whatever it may be. When you put your song out, make sure the release date is at least minimum 1, but it'll be best if it's at least 2 weeks in advance so that you can submit it and the editors will have time. I was in a Spotify masterclass talking to some of the top people in Spotify, and this is what they said about playlists. So when you're submitting to this, I found out that the reason why it's so hard to get into these playlists is one, the editors, they're not always looking for music. Sometimes they're like, okay, I haven't updated the playlist in a few days. They're looking for something specific. In their little backend, when they're looking to add songs to their editorial playlist, they're paying attention to these tags. So let's say they're doing a Lo-Fi Beats playlist, but they're kind of missing some Asian elements. So they're gonna specifically click on Asian to find out if any songs have like Asian vibes to them. Oh, I'm looking for something with saxophone in it. They're gonna click saxophone when they're searching for songs to add to the editorial playlist. So when you're pitching your songs to playlists, just don't skip over that stuff, because that's word from Spotify. That's exactly how they find songs to add to their playlist. They're not looking at the most recent songs that were submitted. They're searching for specific songs to add. And that's some information you won't get anywhere else. So if that isn't worth a thumbs up or a comment or a subscribe for the YouTube algorithm, I don't know what is. Make sure you smash that like button. Now, here are the ways to get an almost sure way into these playlists. One of them is collab. You need to build your brand to a certain stature if you want to start reaching out to these artists in these playlists to try to collab with them, because you know they're not just going to collab with anyone. They're doing their thing. Once somebody hits, I'm just talking about from my own experience, once someone hits me up to collab, I'm going to their Spotify, I'm checking their monthly listeners. If their monthly listeners are nothing, then I'm less likely to listen to the music. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. That's first, monthly listeners. Second, the music has to be good. That's like a given though. Like your music has to be good if you want to collab with anyone. So that's one way. If you see all these people in these playlists, maybe collabing with them could get you a chance to be in one of these playlists. But now this is the third and kind of a hidden secret way. You go to a song, hit these 3 dots, show song credits, and see if the song was through a label. That's what I've noticed a lot. A lot of these lo-fi labels, they must have connections to Spotify editors. So this is by Hip Dozer. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna Google it. Hip Dozer is a record label. They have a pretty big Instagram account and they follow me. So who knows? I could probably hit them up and talk about maybe doing a song with them through their label. But you need to build up your brand before you can just reach out to these labels if they don't have just like a regular submission portal. This is where the hard work comes in. It's a lot to do with building your brand to where you can show some Carfax. You can show like, all right, this is what I've done. These are the numbers I've achieved, and this is how my music sounds. And you can bring that to these little labels and they'll do the work for you. They may take a percentage of your song, but they will work it. They will submit it. They will do all these things to get your song where it needs to be. So yeah, that's about it. To sum it up, because I don't know if the title was a bit clickbaity, but if you want to get into these big lo-fi hip-hop playlists, preferably the Spotify editorial playlist, you gotta work hard. You need to put out music consistently, good music consistently, submit, post on TikTok, post on Instagram, get your brand up, collab with artists that are bigger than you or on the same level, submit to these independent lo-fi labels. Whatever you can do to get your name out there, that's what's gonna be the most important thing. But yeah, those are my tips and tricks. Those are my secrets. Those are everything that I have learned in the lo-fi industry so far. Still haven't gotten to an editorial playlist, but maybe one day, all right? So if you like that video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. If you got some value, let me know in the comments. Hook your boy up with some likes for the algorithm. Shout out to Cymatics for sponsoring this video. Go hit the link in the description and cop some of these packs before it's too late. You only have one day, so go ahead and cop those right now before the discount is gone. And last but not least, good luck on your journey. I wish you the best. Thanks for watching. L.Dre out.